If you are purchasing gifts for friends, family, or work colleagues, what better gift to give them than a wallet top-up on PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo? Support my channel this Christmas period and purchase yours at Boost Gaming using the link down below. Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy Fxtch here, back with a brand new YouTube video, and in today's video, we got a pretty juicy upload. I know I'm about a day late, but I'm going to be telling you guys about the new performance mode that has just dropped in Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 5, the new setting that you guys have all been waiting for. You know, I dropped the video explaining it, talking completely about how it's going to work, and now it's out, and we're going to put it to the test in this video. I'm going to give my opinions on it, I'm going to list the disadvantages and advantages of using this, and finally, for the conclusion, I'll be letting you guys know whether or not you should be using this yourself. Now, if this video goes ahead to help you in any way, shape, or form, all I ask is that you guys drop a like for me. It literally takes 2 seconds. It really does help support the channel. You can also go the extra mile, subscribe to the channel with post notifications turned on. Therefore, you never miss an upload just like this. You know, we're grinding out the daily uploads right now. It's completely free and really does support your boy. Again, at 75,000 subscribers, I will be doing a face reveal. So getting straight into this, first of all, I'm going to show you guys how to turn it on correctly. Now, you can't just simply select the feature and then it's going to instantly enable. What you'll have to do is restart your game. But also, you guys may have an issue where every time you load your game, this setting is disabling itself. So it will go back to like DirectX 11 or 12 and then the setting is not there. Like, it's not selected. You have to restart your game and it's just not working. It doesn't let you enable this mode. Now, the reason for that, as you can see, I'm on my desktop, is because you need to actually change it in your game config like directly. So what you're going to do, you're going to go into your little Windows search bar, type in run. Go onto here, type in % local app data %, like I can't even spell, but like that, press OK. And then when you're here, you want to find Fortnite game, saved config, Windows client, game user settings, right click this, go to properties, untick in the attribute section, read only, make sure that's unticked, press apply, and then press OK. Now the reason the setting wouldn't apply is because that right there, you probably had that box ticked, so the game just wouldn't make changes. But now that it's unticked, you want to open this out so you can quickly make a change in here, and it should be right at the top. You want to find this right here, user rendering API, and simply change this number. Yours may say 0, it may say 1, changes to the number 2, just like this, literally just number 2, type in 2, super simple. Then you want to file, save, you can exit out here, now go back to properties, and then make sure you now tick read only again so the game doesn't force any changes, and basically revert this change, press apply, press OK, and now when you load your game, you will have this setting. And now in the game, over in creative, if I go to settings here, you can see I do now officially have this enabled, and my first thoughts, why do my builds look like bubble wrap? But I swear this thing looks like a potato. It feels like I'm playing on like an Android or a mobile right here. This thing does not look good. At least my builds, like this looks terrible. But then again, I mean, I think that is the whole point, right? Like it's not meant to look insane. As you can see, like noticeably, the builds are very much different, but like they're not meant to look insane. That is the whole point. It's meant to reduce your quality. Like I know for a fact it was dropping me to 720p. So it was at least downscaling my resolution. But as you can see, all these options are grayed out. So effects, shadows, post-processing, anti-aliasing, like all this stuff is basically disabled in a sense. It's almost like it's lower than its lowest setting. So like this says low, it's working at lower than low, and it's further making the game look worse. Like of course it makes the builds look like almost like mobile builds, but that's a trade-off for the better FPS, because just now cranking in creative, my game feels so much more smooth, so much more responsive, and I'm getting no drops at all. Like my FPS is super stable. But yeah, they're just my first thoughts. Like to be honest, I think it does look really bad. It's something you get used to. Like I actually could get used to this. Like I'm not gonna completely rule this out. Like I feel like I could definitely I think I'm probably gonna use this, and I could definitely get used to this as well. Like it doesn't actually look, I mean it looks bad, but it's going to look bad when we went from like 1080p and like perfect, even like low settings used to look good on Fortnite, and now this is looking kind of trash. I've never played mobile, so I'm not used to these quality settings. But let's be honest, if it's giving you that performance increase, you can't really complain, because also on the bright side, it could look worse. I think the only issue with your builds looking like this, I found it's harder to play almost. Like I feel when I'm just like editing like this, it's almost harder to hit them tiles. And now guys, it's time for the benchmark. So right here, what you are seeing on my screen, I've just got this on my desktop. This is footage I got almost like a benchmark of like just a scenery. So I stood at the same location for 2 games or 2 different matches using 2 different settings. So this right here is just DirectX 11. So how Fortnite would usually look without any of these performance optimizations or the performance mode enabled. And this is just normal Fortnite, all low settings, as it was before the update, before you could even enable this feature, right? And I stood here and I basically did like almost a benchmark test, looking at like a landscape view of the map with a ton of effects, a ton of stuff for the game to process. I was basically just doing a test for my FPS. So I will zoom in on this on the top, but this is with normal settings once again. As you can see, my FPS it really is fluctuating. I'm getting like lows of like I dropped to 35 there, like an FPS drop. I'm getting like 143, 127, 120. I'm like averaging 120 lows. My current FPS right there is like a consistent 130, I think. And I'm getting peaks of like just about getting peaks of 160, but it is not consistent at all, as you can see. But right here, this is with the setting enabled. I actually just got this footage. As you can see on my FPS, like, bro, this is like almost locked on my capped FPS, which is 160. No fluctuation. I dropped like maybe 1 frame here. I think the most I dropped maybe is like 20 FPS, like lowest, and it's like you don't feel that at all. There you go, like 112. But this thing is literally not budging. Like, as you can see, the fluctuation in comparison is like, it's near to nothing. I'm getting like no fluctuation here. So just from like that alone, it's kind of obvious or clear that like this really does improve your FPS. Like, it generally does help a lot with like stabling the FPS, just keeping it almost at its peak where it should be, right? You're not getting FPS drops, you're getting none of that, and it's just the most stable variant for the most part. You are just generally getting more FPS, and you're not getting as much FPS drops, like near to none. And bear in mind, that's for me. I have a pretty hefty build. I think I have a 2070 Super, i7-700K, I have 32 GB of RAM, at 3200 MHz, and I've also got everything optimized and such. And using this setting, I'm still getting good performance. So if you're on like a laptop or a really low-end PC, you're gonna feel this even more. Like, you're gonna see such performance increase. It's gonna be insane. And also another advantage to this, I got this clip when I was in game. Look at the zone, bro. Look at the zone. Just take a minute to appreciate this. As you can see, we're on the edge of the map. You can see the zone. It's directly in front of me, bro. With this setting on, the zone is so transparent. Like, this is a competitive advantage. Literally, I wouldn't be surprised if pros are just using this. Even pros with the best of the best PCs are just using this for this right here. You can see into zone so well. When you're in zone and looking out, it's the exact same. This thing is literally transparent. Like, I was running into zone accidentally just because I didn't know where it was, because it's almost like it's not there. Like, it's transparent. There's like no effect or texture on the zone wall. And yeah, look, bro, that is so clear. It's almost like the old colorblind mode that you could use, and it would almost change the opacity and like transparency in a sense on the zone. That's kind of like what this is. Like, that is so clear. It's unbelievable. But now, guys, my overall conclusion, you've seen the benchmark, the testing game. It clearly does improve your FPS. Like, I'm probably gonna use this myself. I know there's a downside of the quality on the textures and the builds. I know it can look bad, but that's why you need to weigh this out yourself. Do you think the trade-off of that quality builds looking kind of like mobile in a sense? Do you think that trade-off is worth the performance? Personally, for me, I think it is, especially like the zone transparency. That is absolutely huge. It's a competitive advantage to say the least. And I played a full arena game with this, and I was enjoying it. It wasn't an issue whatsoever. I actually got used to this, and I think I will be using it myself. I'm also not just saying that, I probably will. And it's like a no-brainer. If you want the performance increase, especially if you have a low-end PC, like, put this on. Forget how low the quality is going to. Like, it doesn't even look that bad as well. Like, it generally is playable. I wouldn't be surprised if pros are using this and they're playing with it, competing with it, because you can do that. Like, there really isn't any downsides to this besides your bubble wrap looking builds. And if anything, this does look better than mobile. So I know I'm saying like, oh my god, it looks like mobile, it looks bad, but this does look better than mobile. I wouldn't say it's anything to worry about. And yeah, it's morally down to you. Subjectively, of course, it proves FPS, but do you think it's worth the quality drop? Personally, again, yeah, I think it is. And if you're obviously getting FPS drops, again, you have a low-end PC, just turn it on. It's super simple, and now you know how to turn it on. You know my stance on it, and you're hearing it here first. I guarantee all the pros hop on this. Like, there's no way. But yeah, with that all being said, that is all I have in today's video. That really isn't much more to talk about. It's kind of that simple. I also wanted to get this video as short and simple as possible, but now you know. If you guys actually are still confused about this and how it actually works, like the details and the in-depth kind of stuff on this, I will actually link a video down below. I'm pretty sure it's 2 uploads ago where I actually spoke about this setting in depth, so you can check that out. Also, I almost forgot, but if you use this setting actually with a stretch resolution, so you're already downscaling with this setting, using this almost this DirectX version, because I mean it's technically a DirectX version, performance mode, I don't know, but if you're using this with a stretch resolution, you get even like, it's like the best of both worlds. You get obviously the performance increase you'd get naturally off a stretch resolution as it is, because you're downscaling that resolution a little bit. You also get the horizontal stretch, which in some way, I don't know if it's a placebo, but your character model is larger, your game's more zoomed in, you are in some way losing FOV, but that can almost help you like tunnel vision your shots. It can help you focus that a little more. I actually have felt though with stretch resolution. I've started using it again with this feature, and also it does improve your aim because your character models are larger, easier to hit. Of course, you get the FPS increase off that, and with the performance mode as well, this in stretch resolution, it's just so perfect. So I do recommend, if you are using this, also use stretch resolution, because especially if you have those lower end specs, maybe a laptop, your FPS is gonna go like through the roof. Like, it's a difference between not being able to play the game and now actually having a playable game, like FPS wise. But yeah, kind of took a detour there. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like for me, subscribe, post notifications on, all that good stuff. I'll be updating you guys on all this. So yeah, you don't not want to be subscribed because you don't want to miss any of this. Just make sure those notifications are on. Remember code Fxtch in the Fortnite item shop. I hope everyone has an amazing day. It's been your boy Fxtch, and yeah, peace.